Wake up, arise. With every breath you breathe, the drum of death doth beat. Wake up, arise. Chant Rama, Rama, Rama. With every day that passes, the water of life doth leak. Wake up, arise. Chant Rama, Rama, Rama. With every pleasure of the senses, dragons of lust doth hiss. Wake up, arise, chant Rama, Rama. Led by devotion, with every throb of the heart, the eternal call doth ring. Wake up, arise, chant Rama, Rama, Rama. With every touch of God's grace, the soul beckons to light. Wake up, arise. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Nilambuja Shyamal Komalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Panavu Maha Sayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side. He is carrying a powerful bow and arrow in his hands. Shri Ramcharitmanas in Ayodhya Kanda and we are coming close to the verse number 64. To be more precise, it is called chaupai. Just an information. Context at this stage is Rama putting Sita to a trial. Sita wants to follow Rama to go to the forest. And Rama apparently tries to discourage her, tells everything wrong in the forest. It's all right for him to go, but not for his wife. Try to understand. all these scriptures present stories of gods and goddesses. They are not historical stories. They are all allegorical stories, mystical. So, Rama is soul potential, soul that's going to discover its essential nature as a Rama. Soul in a stage of discovering Rama, Ramatva. And that's the reality behind every soul. Your soul is your goal. Who am I? Find the answer. That I am is the only reality. Behind all the countless reflections of the sun, become a journalist and ask every reflection about all the problems. But behind all those, the reality is only the sun. And all the problems are fake. That's the profound truth. But you have to shake off all your teeth to get the profound truth. I'm joking. Vedanta gives you a humorous touch. Danta is teeth. Vedanta, no teeth. So Rama continues to put her into trial. And Sita represents Viveka Buddhi, intuitive knowledge. If you have come to a stage of being a spiritual householder, everyone is a house, you see, Puri. And in that Puri, soul matched with Viveka Buddhi, Rama and Sita. They are the highlights of the householder setting. They love each other profoundly. If soul begins to be blended, joined with Viveka Buddhi, intuitive intellect. Intuitive intellect emerges out of a pure mind. When you have purified all your sentiments, your karmic movement has been in line with karma yoga, purifying your heart. Viveka Buddhi emerges. And the soul looks into the eyes of the Viveka Buddhi through the bunch of flowers. That's the setting in the Ramayana, how Rama married Sita. The storyline is one thing. The reality that you have to figure out is at a different level. When the soul, through the bunch of Shubha Vasanas, pure feelings, pure desires in your unconscious, the soul looks at Sita. And then finally, he marries Sita by breaking bhavachap. Bhavachap means the pull of the world process. World process is cycle of birth and death. And that pull is called pravritti. Every soul is being pulled to go through repeated cycles of birth and death until the soul has the capacity and this spiritual strength to break this pull. The pull is Shiva's bow, and Shiva's bow was broken by Rama. And thereby Rama became wedded to Sita. I will not go that far now. Now come to the present context. Again, in divine plan, having wedded Sita, the ordinary stories, the hero marries and then live happily ever after. But that's not so. The marriage is the beginning of a process of fulfilling the purpose of life. Until this match has developed, soul has been just wandering, not pursuing the purpose of life. Just wandering, moving from one embodiment to another, led by karmas. But once the soul has now come to that stage of breaking the Shiva's bow, has developed a glorious strength and has become wedded to Viveka Buddhi, purity of understanding. Now Ramayana begins in a profound way. Recall already, Kaikeyi asked the two boons. Kaikeyi movement is the vichar movement. Who am I? Therefore, term is kyo, why? In a storyline, the pathetic story. Mystic line, without Kaikeyi, Rama will not be Rama. The vichar movement is not easy. The moment you start inquiring things that were delighting you, now you begin to find hollowness in them. So, in a storyline, that movement has become Kaikeyi, giver of trouble. Her two boons, Bharata to stay in Ayodhya, Bharata is bhakti, Rama to go into the forest. Rama, the central movement of the soul, must follow the process of destroying ignorance, Ravana. And that begins with Sita, marrying Sita. Presently, the focus is on understanding the role of Viveka Buddhi, intuitive knowledge. As if intuitive knowledge and the soul are talking together. Intuitive knowledge says, I have to go with you. You are the only loved one. And soul puts the intuitive knowledge to a trial. Don't go with me. Things are miserable. Stay comfortable, cozy. Jiya binu deh nadi binu bari, taisiya nath purusha binu nari, nath sakal sukha saath tumhare, sharad vimal vidu vadanu nihare. Just as the body without the soul, body and soul cannot be separated if you are alive. A river cannot stay without water. In the same way, O Lord, without you, I cannot exist. The terms given here, without Purusha, there cannot be Nari. Nari term here, Stri, relates to Viveka Buddhi, intuitive knowledge. Purusha term, the absolute self. To put it in another way, all souls are Naris. And there is only one Purusha to be wedded with. Nari means Stri. Stri refers to consciousness that is conditioned by three factors: seer, seen, and sight. In dream, three things go wrong, you see. The dream subject, the dream world, and the experiences, all the three. And so, if your conscious put together is three. I will not go into that detail, but coming back to Sita's role, Sita is that type of Viveka Buddhi that changes your attitude. Change occurs in three areas: thought, word, and deed. If soul is joining with Viveka Buddhi, if you are developing spiritual understanding, a change will occur in your thoughts, how you think, in your words and your actions, manasa, vacha, karmana. When all these three are in order, you know how to walk straight. If they are not order, you are mantra. So, coming back, a simple point that soul cannot discover its essential nature without intuitive intellect, Viveka Buddhi. And Viveka Buddhi is Sita. Soul is Rama. Sita says, "O Lord, going to live with you into the forest, I will have the joy of seeing your face, which is like a full moon in the autumn season, where clouds become very thin. So instead of hiding the moon, they glorify the moon. So Sharad, autumn moon in the sky. Poetic description is given always about that type of moon. Khaga mriga parijana janagaru banu balakala vimala dukul natha satha sura sadanasam paranakala sukhamul." O Lord, living with you, birds and animals will become our near and dear ones. Forest will become our city. The barks of trees will become our clothes. Leaves of the trees and branches, etc., they will become our paranakuti, residence. And this will provide for us a heavenly enjoyment. This is a subtle point. If you have viveka buddhi, if soul has joined with viveka buddhi, the central purpose of this wedding is to shed all illusions. And shedding all illusions means you have to realize you are dressed with 3 bodies, 5 sheaths, and these are basis for your evolution. They don't constitute you. So therefore, don't give so much value to your clothes. They are meant to be shaken off. So if I go with Rama, Sita says, then I will rejoice. If you develop viveka buddhi, your mind can handle in a joyous way a higher truth, that the body you have is only a clothing to be shed. And if you want to put it more spiritual way, your body set is a bunch of flowers. And your sadhana is a worship where all these flowers are offered and ultimately they move away, called nirmalyam. And all the Khagbirg, your near and dear one will not be confined just to your family members. Vasudhaiva kutumbakam. The entire world becomes your family. So therefore, naturally your family includes animals, birds, cats, dogs, monkeys, squirrels, foxes. More surprisingly, everything, trees. Still more surprisingly, even what you consider inert objects, they are all ghat ghat mein hai sai ramata. In every name and form, there is divine behind it. So that type of family now you all will be living with. And this type of viveka-based vision that the world is nothing, it's an illusion. All reflected suns put together and all their success and glories, and that all is void, shunya. This type of, where Rama has married Sita, and a soul has married intuitive knowledge, the entire world becomes nothing, little. In other words, that's the qualification for attaining enlightenment. Enlightenment means you are not coming back into the world ever again. Cessation of the cycle of birth and death. बन देवी बन देव उदारा, करिहहि सास ससुर समसारा. And in that forest life, the deity of the forest and the goddess behind the forest, Bandevi, Bandevata. In other words, forest life will provide all types of comfort that you get in worldly life. They will be your father-in-law, your daughter-in-law. They will be your father, mother. Being united with you, even leaves and grass will provide for you a wonderful cushiony bed. Kandamoola phala ami aharu, avadha saudha sat sarisa paharu. And the food, whatever food is available, kandamool phal, forest food, is all this is again allegorical. At the same time, you can draw insight into how to purify your food and adopt sattvic diet. In physical way, sattvic diet. The sattvic diet is only for your physical body. Of course, it also helps your mind. But when we talk of diet, we are talking about food for your thought, food for your feelings. Satsanga gives you the best type of diet. And prasad gives you the highlight of the diet. And the hills in the forest will be our palaces. Thousands of palaces put together that will give us that type of joy. And every moment I will be looking at the lotus feet of my beloved Lord. And what could be so more delightful? I will be Chakravaka bird, constantly joined with my beloved. बन दुखनाथ कहे बहु तेरे, भय विषाद परिताप घनेरे, प्रभु वियोग लवलेश समाना, सब मिली हो हिन कृपा निधाना. O Lord, you have told me about all the painful objects that abide in the forest. You have talked about lots of suffering caused by fear, vishad. Vishad literally translated as depression, but literal meaning is vish means poison, ad eating it, not knowing, envenomed food. And that's the description of Vishaya Vasana. All worldly pleasure, if you don't have a purpose behind it. You live purposelessly, only for eat, drink, and be merry. Then your enjoyment is vishad. You are eating, poison kills you once, but this wish will go on killing you repeatedly, birth after birth. So, in the world we have fear, vishad, envenomed food, and paritap. Tap term is very important. That's 3 types of sufferings. Sufferings arising within your body and mind. Sufferings caused by people around you. And animals, birds, anything that is around you and outside of you. And then sufferings caused by the act of God. Hurricanes and big volcanic eruptions and many things that are on a very vast scale. All this everyone is subjected to. Being with Rama, Viveka Buddhi, developing Viveka Buddhi, and thereby soul becomes awakened to its purpose. That type of joining together of soul and Viveka Buddhi, once that has happened, then all the talk about fear, distress, paritap, hot suffering, all this become little. Prabhu viyoga lavalesha sabana, sab mili ho hin kripa nidhana. All these sufferings put together, Sita says, put it on one side of the scale. And separation from the Lord, even a moment of separation on the other side, I can't bear with that. That moment of separation outweighs all the suffering. So Rama, you have given a lecture on suffering. But all the sufferings put together is nothing compared to my being separated from. That again is a profound point for practice of vichar. Same thing is brought out with satsanga. Tat swarg apavarg sukh dhariye tulaika ang. Bring all the pleasures that you dream of and put them all on one side of the scale. And few moments of touch of satsanga on the other side. And that side outweighs all that. You have to figure that out. How can it outweigh? Because ultimately, switching your attention to God realization, that outweighs all that you have dreamed of through from life to life. As jiye jani sujan siromani, leya sanga mohi chadiye jani. Therefore, O Lord, take me with you. Do not leave me behind. What more can I say? You are ocean of compassion. You abide in the heart of all, so you know what's in my heart. राखिए अवध जो अवधि लगी, रहत न जानी यहीं प्राण. दीन बंधु सुंदर सुखद, शील स्नेह निधान. O Lord, Deen Bandhu, the dear one for one who is Deen, one who is, in literally saying, one who is poor. But you must realize it's a mystical term. Blessed are the poor. When you come to realize you can't own anything, you are the poorest. And it begins to express in the life of simplicity. And God is, the moment that type of simplicity develops, you come to realize God is always your relative, Deen Bandhu. He is your beloved guide. Sundar. Sa plus udar, kal Sundar. Sa is Sat, Ekam Sat. Satya beva jayate, asato ma satgamaya. And it's for the glory of Sat to come to Satsanga. That Sat enters your tummy, udar. Again, tummy doesn't relate to the physical. It enters your heart. And that type of thing you begin to enjoy. And if that is happening, then you are Sundar, you are beautiful, you are handsome, not toothsome. You are giver of joy, Sukhad, Sheel Saneha Nidhan. You are the boundless treasure of goodness, affection, and all gentle, gracious qualities. मोहि मग चलत न हो यही हारी, छिनु छिनु चरण सरोज निहारी. I will have absolutely no problem when I go with you, because my eyes will be always at your lotus feet at every moment. This pointing to what's called pada sevanam. Remember in bhakti, Navadha bhakti, there are 9 points. Shavana, listening to the glory of God. Start taking out muck from your ears and let your ears become more interested to enjoy the beauty, the poetic imagination presented by scriptures. Most fascinating literature with all different sentiments in it. But enjoy that. Along with it comes inspiration. You begin to evolve, your wings begin to spread. So I'm just describing Shravana, listening. Next point is kirtan, singing. If you want to understand more in a profound way, if you do your duties joyously, it's kind of a song. If you handle all your things graciously, then your words are poems. Your hands and feet all are parts of musical instruments. I'm joking, not joking at the same time. Next one is smaran. Allow your mind to dwell upon the spiritual glory of God. Dwell upon the goal of life and all the factors needed for you to be united with God. Pada sevanam, develop a spirit of service. When you serve, humility comes with it. Serving, doing good to people, along with humility, with this profound insight that through that act, you are relating yourself to God. That's called pada sevanam. But in a figurative language, symbolism is a gracious, adorable personality, and you bring water or whatever way, you touch the feet, do reflexology. But that's an illustration, a symbolic gesture. The real life movement, that gesture has its own importance. But higher level, your practical level, helping people, serving God in others, easily said, but serving God in others means helping people. If a person has been in distress and you know could help the person and heal the suffering, or help the person towards it, thereby you are adoring God. And with that act of goodness, a real humility develops in you. So the act of goodness is the feet of God. Humility, you are bowing down. Put together pada sevanam. Feet are being served. Next point is archanam, offering flowers along with mantras. Next one is vandanam, bowing down. Next one is dasya, feeling I'm an instrument in divine hand. I'm a slave, he is the master. Next one is sakhya, friendliness. God is my friend. And finally, atmanivedan. A river enters the ocean and there is no emotion. Complete surrender. All this is the outline of bhakti. And Sita chooses one of the 9 points, pada sevana. That's the key. सबही भांति पियस्येवा करिहं मार्ग जनित सकल श्रम हरिहं. I will do I will serve you in every way possible. And on this path, I will do anything possible for removing exhaustion, tiredness. That again has a subtle point. Subtle point is, any karmic fruit, behind it there is exertion. But any revelation, you simply open the window and the light comes in. That revelation has no exertion. Your life flows in two ways. You need to have certain effort. But the effort aspect is called perspiration. But only if you perspire, then you are sick. Some cool breeze also must blow. Perspiration plus inspiration. Effort plus grace. That movement becomes possible when the soul is joined with vivek buddhi and moves. Effort becomes dynamic. And behind the effort, there is the coolness of the grace. Now you understand Sita and Rama have to be together. पाय पखारी बैठी तरु छाही, करिहऊं बाऊ मुदित मन माही. Having washed your feet, being seated in the shade of big trees, with a joyous mind, I will be fanning you. All that has a subtle implication. If you have vairagya and vivek in your heart, in other words, if Sita, soul, is joined with vivek buddhi, your movement, first point, your feet will adopt a magical process. Ordinary feet will go on and there is no end to it. But your feet have been washed by vivek buddhi. Vivek buddhi has given you a mystical feet. Now you'll be climbing the steps of wisdom, jnana bhumikas. So that type of pao pakhari is what Sita is talking about. Baithi taru chahi. The entire world is viewed as a tree. And the entire world becomes a basis for your spiritual evolution. As if you are enjoying the cool setting under a tree during the scorchy summer. And I will be fanning your face. Uditaman, mind joyous. Does God need fanning the face? The idea is, prema mudita man se kaho Ram Ram Ram. When you recite your mantra, along with a sense of joy entering your mind, Each mantra as if is a touch of God. As if you have lovingly fanned the face of beloved Rama. That Viveka Buddhi development brings that type of color in your mental set. Shama kana sahita syama banu dekhen, kaha dukha samau prana pati pekhen. And seeing your face, your body, with joyous little drops of sweat. For me, there will be no room for pain or sorrow. The most delightful. Too much dry face is not so good. You get a little moisture in it. Sammahi trinataru pallavadasi, paya paloti sabadisida nishidasi. And this servant of yours will place soft, tender grass in front of you so that when you walk, your feet will not have hard time. Grass and leaves. Bar bar mridu murati johi, lagihi tata bayari namohi. And seeing your beautiful form constantly, all the hot air that we talked about in the forest, that will not touch me. I will be so cool, comfortable, cozy. I don't understand. You are being led to be fascinated by the setting of soul joining with Viveka Buddhi. The same world. But now what type of joy you can experience if that state has developed? So, if you need to be patient, striving, for that you must realize all patience, etc., is giving you a profound benefit. Otherwise you are exercising your patience and persistence for maintaining your stupidity. Ko Prabhu Sangha mohi chita vanihara, Singha vadhuhi jimi shashaka siyara. And Rama has suggested that there are so many demons, etc., and her going there will be a risky condition. Now Sita says, O Lord, being with you, who can dare do any harm? How can a lioness how can a wife of a lion be frightened by rabbits and jackals? And you say that I am so tender, but About yourself, you say you are you are fit to go to the forest. You are leaving me for Vishaya Bhog, royal luxury. And you are yourself going into the forest. What type of argument is there? ऐसे वो बचन कठोर सुनी जौन हृदय बिलगान तो प्रभु विषम वियोग दुख सही हहीं पावन पावर प्राण. All your harsh, in your tender manners, you have given me such cutting words. And still my heart has not been torn out. That's a miracle. How can I endure the pain of separation from you, O Lord? अस कही सीय बिकल भई भारी बचन वियोग न सकी संहारी. देखी दशा रघुपति जिय जाना हठि राखे नहीं राखी प्राणा. The saying Sita became extremely shaken up into grief. At this stage, Rama realized that Sita has passed her examination. कहेउ कृपाल भानुकुल नाथा परिहरि सोचु चलहु बन साथा. The Lord Rama, the Lord of the family line of the sun, Lord of compassion, Rama said, O beloved one, don't worry, follow me. Pariharu soch, no more worrying now. Come with me. Nahi vishad kar avasaru aju. There is no need for chewing up envenomed food. Vishad. Grief. In brief, that's what it means. When you sit down and grieve, you are chewing something like a chocolate, but it's edible. The more duration of grief, the more impression of grief. So, give up this grief. Quick, quick, come to the forest. So, with this we conclude. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukma Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukhabhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ramayana. Hari Om.